most of the passengers that we understand were actually from Europe, a good group of them from Holland. Not a lot of them understanding exactly what the alarms were for. They also say to compound that problem, there were even problems with the speakers on board. They say some didn't work, some actually shorted out when the fire started. So a myriad of problems, a language barrier, just one of them.
All right, Mark, thank you very much, and I will hear more from you later on. Kelly?
We want to take a closer look now at some of the dramatic home video shot on board Ecstasy yesterday, shortly after the fire broke out. Let's take a look. One of the passengers shot this tape as smoke began billowing from the back of the ship where the fire first started. You can see that thick black smoke. It was shooting up into the sky as the fire spread very quickly. Lots of people standing around. They did not have life vests on, as you can see. Much of that smoke made its way into the halls of the cruise liner. This home video was shot from the ship's hallway. That's where the passengers' cabins are located, of course. You can see one of the crew members just ran by right there with smoke pouring in from every crevice. Many passengers said this smoke kept them from getting their life vest from their rooms. They weren't allowed to go back to the rooms. And back out on deck, this video was shot as passengers were trying to figure out where to go to try to escape the smoke. Many weren't having much luck doing it. And again, you can see many are not wearing life vests.
Let's take a closer look at this cruise ship they call the Ecstasy. Carnival Cruise Lines has been using this ship since 1991. It is registered in Monrovia, Liberia, but based in Miami. It cost $275 million to build and can carry more than 2,600 passengers. There are more than 900 crew members on board, usually. The officers on the ship are Italian.
And that Italian crew and other foreign members of the Ecstasy staff is causing a lot of concern for investigators. While the fire was burning, some of the passengers said they tried to ask crew members what was going on, as we heard Mark say. Oftentimes, they didn't get a response because the crew did not speak English. So, investigators tonight want to examine how the crew reacted.
And yes, our cabin is that way.
We're very interested in terms of the relationship between the crew and passengers in the language question. They have something like 35 nationalities represented in the crew of this ship. You know, is the linguistic capability there so that people can communicate?
And the question of language has come up before. In 1996, the Coast Guard issued a report saying language barriers between multinational crews and cruise ship passengers needed to be closely examined. Okay, how prepared are we here in the Tampa Bay area for a maritime emergency like the one in Miami? Fox 13's Lloyd Sowers got a first-hand look at the fireboats and the contingency plans.
This is Tampa fireboat number 1, turning seawater into what can be a life-saving stream. But as we saw off Miami Beach, attacking a fire on board a huge ship is a big challenge.
You pull up with a small boat to a 400-foot ship and you're thinking, how am I going to get up there?
Getting firefighters on board is the best way to attack a ship fire, but it's dangerous.
And you're actually having to fight your way down to even get close to the scene of the fire with all that equipment.
We've got a crew on standby. As soon as the first crew comes up, you move inside the doorway for standby.
A real cruise ship with real passengers was used in a training drill in Port Manatee in March, preparing for just the kind of emergency they had off Miami.
In Tampa Bay, we have a lot more cargo and chemicals than we do cruise ships, so the risk of thousands of passengers in peril is not as great. But we do have a big chance for big fires on the water.
The barge collision of August 1993 was the largest maritime fire in recent Bay Area history. Coast Guard vessels and private tugs doused it for days, along with Tampa fireboats.
And basically, we have 3 deck guns. We have 2 on each side forward and 1 in the center.
It's the weaponry of Tampa's dock, one of just a few in the nation. It's a cross between a truck and a boat, with a propeller and a big pump. Local authorities say they have the firepower and the training if what happened in Miami ever happens here. Lloyd Sowers, Fox 13 News.
Experts say it's critical that the ship's crew get a good start on battling a fire because in most cases, it takes firefighters a while to be able to get